being a woman in a male dominant industry
Yeah.
and networking and putting myself out there and just meeting and introducing myself to a whole bunch of men, there was a lot of talk about me. There was a lot of rumors that I only got there because I flirt or because I whatever, and it's yes, it's unfair for women in this industry, but actually it's just really, I feel like there is jealousy in it because I can build a relationship just by being myself and being nice and being a good-hearted person and doing what I know how to do that. I know how to just be myself and talk with people and
Yeah.
build trust, and then I build a relationship and then I sell.
Great.
Yeah.
Jonathan Gibbs here, Door to Door Con 6 with an old friend, Chelsea Winters, Terminus Construction Group.
Yeah.
And we saw walking by, had to grab you. I have no idea what you've been up to the last 12 months. Tell me what you've been up to.
We've been up there's been like a ton of stuff going on.
Yeah, talk to us about it.
Yeah, so Terminus, we started 3 years ago during COVID.
Yeah.
It's a great time to start a company.
Absolutely.
Really. And whenever we started, I met Sam and Eric and like all these really cool people at actually at RoofCon. And then Sam was like, all right, you guys got to come on in. So Terminus actually started doing the DDD experts as we became a part of the circle.
Yeah.
And we just grew and grew and grew.
Now let's talk about that, because that's actually where you and I have connected a lot at a lot of SAM events.
Yeah.
Like you have really grown your business inside of a lot of the Sam Taggart and Door to Door expert events.
Yeah.
And what's been the benefit of that? I mean, there's been networking, there's been business development, there's been
Yes.
learning education.
Yeah. So one of the best things I think ever was whenever Sam flew out and made all of us at Terminus fill out like what we do, what we love to do, what we do that we don't like to do. And then he separated it all for us. And he was like, Chelsea, this is your lane.
Yeah.
And you need to stick to this.
That's good.
Don't try to do this. Don't do the money. Don't do this. Don't do that. Like, just be here. And that was really just being a business development and networking and just being myself and making relationships. And
This is a really big topic in entrepreneur because there's a lot of different types of personalities,
Mhm.
and we all have different giftings. So finding like your role, even inside of your own company, is actually hugely important.
Yeah.
So Sam helped you find your role, and what was the result of that? What happened after that?
Well, I was actually just talking with Eric about it. Like so whenever I start at being a woman in a male dominant industry,
Yeah.
and networking and putting myself out there and just meeting and introducing myself to a whole bunch of men, there was a lot of talk about me. There was a lot of rumors that I only got there because I flirt or because I whatever, and it's yes, it's unfair for women in this industry, but actually it's just really, I feel like there's just there is jealousy in it because I can build a relationship just by being myself and being nice and being a good-hearted person and doing what I know how to do that. I know how to just be myself and talk with people and
Yeah.
build trust, and then I build a relationship and then I sell.
Yeah, and it's looked at differently. You're saying
Yeah.
sometimes when a woman does it. Well, I'm sensitive to this. I was actually raised by a single mom. My mom taught me how to sell. She was the number one salesperson on a car lot.
Yes.
And when I was 17, I went on there and she taught me how to sell. So my mom's my hero.
Yeah.
And
I
I've
love
watched it for years, sort of like, especially on the car lot, but when this is like, wow, this is like 28 years ago, right? Like she was the only woman on the car lot.
Yeah,
And
women bust ass.
this is still an issue today.
Yeah.
We think that, it's all level playing field and everything's even, but it's still not. It's still hard. I've watched Yumi go through this as my business partner for 11 years, Smart Energy Today, and being a highly capable woman in a male-dominated space, it's still a challenge. So talk to me about. Talk to the other women out there. So what's like your internal dialogue when things here like that? How do you push through that? How do you navigate through some of those things to the place of winning that you found recently?
Yeah, so I mean, I've hired recently 3 single moms because I agree they're the hardest workers,
Okay.
and they don't stop. They work as hard as they possibly can.
Yeah.
Um, and whenever you like, for me, there's so many times that I would walk into a room and honestly, even like last when was it down at the RoofCon that was just recently down in Orlando. I walked in and I was just overwhelmed with like, oh my gosh, like so many men here, and they're gonna start saying rumors again if I start talking to people, blah blah blah, and like those thoughts are just literally crippling. There's anything that's a negative thought is actually everything against what you're supposed to be doing.
So what's your process? Do you ignore them? Do you have a positive self-talk? Like, how do you challenge those thoughts that are happening?
So I go away and
Okay.
kind of get out of the. I go to the women's room.
Okay. So no, this is
Collect
great. So the
myself.
first thing is to remove yourself from the space.
Uh-huh.
So change your environment. Then what do you do?
I look myself in the mirror
Okay.
and I say, "You're a badass bitch. Get out."
I love it.
Yeah.
So
And then just walk in the room and own it. Like walk into the room and just know that you are valuable, you are worthy, and you are more than capable of making every relationship with these general contractors. And yeah.
so you create a new self-talk.
Yeah.
So you're having these thoughts of what might happen and what's happened in the past could happen again. You stop it. You remove yourself from the environment, and
Mhm.
you start a new track.
And I go.
Yeah, I like it.
Mhm. And
Well-
then, yeah, and I love it. And honestly, and I give myself small goals for
Okay.
each event or business.
Like when you come to
meeting.
an event like Door to Door, what's some of those small goals?
So like if, so for here, like I tell my team more so now, because this is more what I want them to start building the relationships with, is the same thing I did when I went to my very first conference. Is I went through and I looked at who all was going to be there, and I picked 3 people to connect with. And after that, then I follow up with them and ask them who else should I meet.
That's a great goal. It's coming to a great big event. There could be hundreds, thousands of people, and you come in their goal like I want to make 3 new genuine relationships. I want to
And then-
connect with 3 people
and be open to some other new ones that might
Yeah.
come. But really, I just focus on 3.
Well, I love it.
Yeah.
It's fun
So now-
seeing all your social media and the things that are coming together
Yeah.
for you over the last 12 months.
Yeah, there's
Give
a
us
big there's a big press release that's coming out soon where it's unbelievable. Like,
All right.
Yeah. It's
So you're
gonna
going to
be
drop
really-
it here? You're going to share it here?
I
We're
can't,
okay.
yeah,
So there's a
I
big
can't.
press release. There's a big
Yeah.
secret coming. Give us some advice. Send us away with some advice to women entrepreneurs that are getting into spaces still dominated by men. What advice do you have to the women that are starting off at any position? What can you tell them? How can you encourage them?
Just believe in yourself. Go get it. Don't settle. And if you have those moments, recollect and go back out and just kick ass. Really. And
And you're-
enjoy it. Have fun.
And you're a badass bitch.
Badass bitch.
I love it. All right. Thanks a lot. Jonathan Gibbs, Chelsea Withers, Door to Door Con 6.